Have you ever been so lost in thought that you suddenly realized you couldn't remember the last few minutes? Maybe you were driving a familiar route and arrived at your destination with no memory of the trip. Most of us dismiss it as daydreaming or fatigue, but what if it wasn't? What if, in those blank moments, time itself had slipped away without explanation? This is the unsettling mystery of missing time, an unexplained gap in memory, where minutes, hours, or even days seem to vanish without a trace. These aren't just ordinary lapses in memory. People who experience missing time often report strange details surrounding the event: unexplained lights in the sky, sudden disorientation, or even the eerie feeling that something happened to them, something they can't quite recall. One of the most famous cases of missing time involves Barney and Betty Hill, an ordinary couple who, in 1961, claimed to have encountered something extraordinary. While driving through the White Mountains of New Hampshire late at night, they spotted a strange, glowing object in the sky that seemed to follow their car. The next thing they knew, they were miles down the road with no memory of how they got there. When they finally arrived home, they realized 2 whole hours had disappeared. Later, under hypnosis, they recalled being taken aboard a strange craft by beings not of this world. Whether you believe their story or not, one fact remains: those 2 hours were completely unaccounted for. But missing time isn't always tied to UFO encounters. Ordinary people from all walks of life have reported similar experiences with no obvious explanation. Take, for example, the case of a man walking home from a friend's house late one evening. One moment, he was on a quiet suburban street, and the next, he found himself standing in a completely different part of town, his watch now showing a time several hours ahead. He had no memory of walking there, no sense of time passing, just a sudden, jarring realization that something was wrong. Then there are the cases where missing time affects more than one person at once. A group of friends camping in the woods might all suddenly notice that their watches have stopped, or that the position of the sun doesn't match the time they thought it was. When they compare notes, they realize none of them can remember the last hour or two. How does an entire group collectively lose time? Scientists and psychologists have tried to explain these strange occurrences. Some suggest it could be a form of dissociation, where the mind detaches from reality as a response to stress or trauma. Others point to temporal lobe seizures, which can cause distortions in memory and perception. Sleep researchers even propose that some missing time episodes could be brief, unexpected bouts of microsleep, especially in cases involving long drives or monotonous activities. But what about the cases that don't fit these explanations? The ones where physical evidence like drained car batteries, unexplained marks on the body, or even changes in the environment hint at something more bizarre. Some researchers have speculated about time slips, moments when a person might briefly step into another timeline or dimension before snapping back to reality, completely unaware of the shift. Could missing time be evidence that our perception of reality isn't as stable as we think? Governments and military organizations have taken these reports seriously enough to investigate them. Declassified documents reveal cases where pilots encounter and identify objects mid-flight, only to land with significant amounts of fuel missing, far more than should have been used in the time they were in the air. In some instances, the pilots themselves reported feeling disoriented, as if they had lost track of time during the encounter. One particularly chilling account comes from a retired Air Force officer who claimed that, during a routine training flight, his entire squadron experienced a sudden, unexplained gap in their mission logs. According to their instruments, only a few minutes had passed, but their fuel levels suggested they had been flying for much longer. When they landed, ground crew confirmed that their flight had taken nearly twice as long as recorded. No technical malfunctions were found, leaving the incident officially unexplained. Even outside of military encounters, everyday people continued to report missing time under strange circumstances. A woman steps into her backyard to check on her dog and, in what feels like just a few seconds, realizes the sun has set and hours have passed. A businessman on a lunch break suddenly finds himself standing on a street corner with no memory of leaving the restaurant. These stories share a common thread: the witnesses don't just feel like they forgot something. They feel like time itself was stolen from them. So what's really going on? Are these just strange quirks of the human brain, or is there something more mysterious at play? Could missing time be evidence of something beyond our current understanding of physics and reality? Some theorists suggest that these gaps might be moments when our timeline briefly intersects with another, or when consciousness itself glitches in ways we don't yet comprehend. Perhaps the most unsettling possibility is that we may never know for sure. After all, how do you investigate something that leaves no trace, something that exists only in the absence of memory? The next time you glance at the clock and feel like you've lost a few minutes, ask yourself, was it just distraction? Or did something far stranger happen in those missing moments? The answer might be more unsettling than you think. If you've ever experienced missing time, you're not alone. Countless others have reported similar encounters, each one adding another piece to this bizarre puzzle. And while science continues to search for explanations, the mystery remains hidden in those blank spaces where time doesn't add up. So keep your eyes open, your mind curious, and your watch handy, because in a world where time can vanish without warning, the truth might be slipping away right in front of us.
Hey there, if you're enjoying this video and appreciate the effort behind it, don't forget to like this video. It really helps the channel grow, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you never miss an update. Oh, and one more thing, share this video with your friends. Spread the love and support. Alright, now let's get back to the video. Let me know if you want any tweaks.